Pride Daily.
Hi there, I'm Kev McGraw. Coming up, the anti-trans post that's cost a band their German tour. First though, an attempt to ban a kids' book for promoting the gay ideology of coming out of the closet has fallen flat on its backside in Florida. The snappily titled Pinellas County Schools Instructional Materials Review Committee, or PCMRC, has rejected a bigot's complaint about Out of the Blue. All members spoke in favour of the book, saying it contains messages of individuality and trust in parents. Author Robert Dragoning's stories about a boy in a world where only the colour blue is allowed, but he loves yellow.
Out of the Blue is a book about releasing shame and the joy of love. I hope it's a book that can help anyone who's ever struggled with feeling different to celebrate everything that makes them uniquely who they are. I hope readers can connect to its central message that no law can limit love.
One parent told the committee, please don't fall into the trap of looking for hidden agendas in everything.
Pride Daily.
Next, 4 people are dead after a car being chased by police in Florida crashed into an LGBTQ+ bar. Hit the Bradley's venue in Tampa early on Saturday off the back of reports a vehicle was being driven recklessly. A 22-year-old man's been arrested. It's left 13 other people injured.
Pride Daily.
And a public service announcement, sharing an anti-transgender post on Instagram can be bad for your band. Her last site, no, me neither, have had to cancel their German tour after the backlash to a reel from their guitarist. It referenced there being only 2 genders, plus there was language criticised as ableist. The Israeli band say freedom of speech is dead. No time to tell you that. Pennsylvania in America's got its first out transgender mayor. Democrat Erica Duso's taken about 2/3 of the vote in Downingtown and Chester County. And thousands of people have turned out in Chile over the weekend for Santiago Pride.
Pride Daily.
Hi there, I'm Kev McGraw. Coming up, why top gay dating apps have disappeared in China. First though, an evangelical Christian's attempt to overturn same-sex marriage in America has been rejected by the Supreme Court. Long story short, former Kentucky County official Kim Davis wanted a review after refusing to approve marriage licenses to gay couples. The committed bigot, who's been married 4 times to 3 husbands, claimed this would violate her religious beliefs. Unlike multiple divorces, though, they're fine. Whoopi Goldberg shared the news live on US debate show The View.
The Supreme Court just turned down the request to consider overturning same-sex marriage. They said no. We're not doing that. We're not going there. So thank you, Supreme Court.
Thanks to ABC, Davis is now on the rack for hundreds of thousands of dollars in legal bills.
Pride Daily.
Next, claims coming out of Azerbaijan, a queer teenager has been stabbed to death by his uncle. It's reported Yasin Ibadov was knifed multiple times on a street in Baku, and no one nearby stepped in to help. Plus, we think no police came till his uncle called them. He's been arrested, and doctors are accused of failing the 19-year-old by not providing proper medical treatment.
Pride Daily.
And 2 of the most popular gay dating apps in China have been removed from app stores there. Finka and Blued disappeared over the weekend off the back of an order from the country's cyberspace regulator. Grindr was blocked there 3 years ago in a country that does like to censor LGBTQ+ platforms and expression. No time to tell you that. This claims a ban on trans women competing in female categories at the Olympics could be brought in next year. And today's the 75th anniversary of the Mattachine Society, seen as kicking off the queer rights movement in America. And there's more on that in our episode from way back on December the 29th, 2023. Simpler times.
Pride Daily.
Hi there, I'm Kev McGraw. Coming up, Harry Potter fights transphobia. Sort of. First though, a man who killed a queer student in a hit-and-run in Ireland has had his prison sentence increased. Joe Drennan was left with catastrophic injuries whilst waiting at a bus stop in Limerick in 2023, shortly after his 21st birthday. Gang member Kieran Fogarty will now do 13 years inside instead of 8. This includes jail time for a drive-by shooting.
Joe was everything you could have hoped a brother, son and friend to be. He was kind, funny, compassionate and full of promise. He deserved to live a long and happy life. Joe and her family deserved a justice that reflected that.
Joe's sister Sarah, speaking outside the Court of Appeal in Dublin, 21-year-old Fogarty was seen wiping down his BMW following the collision to get rid of DNA while Joe was trapped beneath it.
Pride Daily.
Next, the lower house of Kazakhstan's parliament's passed a law against LGBT propaganda. If this gets through the Senate, the upper house, which it will, there'll be fines and up to 10 days jail for promoting non-traditional sexual orientation. This is similar to bans already in place in Russia, Georgia and Hungary.
Pride Daily.
And an artist who calls Harry Potter's Wicked Grandma wildly transphobic is turning her tainted books into something far more meaningful. Ty Erickson's repurposing them to make portraits of murdered trans people, the American calling them a memorial to those who've lost their lives to the culture fostered by the author. No time to tell you that. Jonathan Bailey reckons he was activated as a gay teenager by Brokeback Mountain. The actor says he based his dissertation on the film, maybe just so he then had to watch it another umpteen times.
Pride Daily.
Hi there, I'm Kev McGrath. Coming up, how a young queer woman's been accidentally outed. First though, a Bible-bashing right-wing bigot's losing a mind over a gay schoolteacher's chocolate brownies. Stephen Isikoff shared them with his students in Florida and told the class they were made by his husband. Thus, Margie Masudi was oh so very triggered.
To that teacher that he said, I'm weird and I bring brownies to my class and say, my husband made this. What public school have hired that man to come and teach that to those innocent children?
Masudi's a supporter of murdered anti-queer podcaster Charlie Kirk.
Pride Daily.
Next to Ireland and a transgender woman's legal fight to be recognised by the state as the biological mother of her child. It's quite complicated, bear with. She's in the UK with Irish citizenship and wants the kid, born from her frozen sperm, to have citizenship too. Her wife, who's got no ties to Ireland, gave birth. The application rules mean the trans woman has to say she's the father because they require a biological parent who's Irish or an Irish citizen. She feels that's an attack on her gender identity and now has permission to challenge this at the High Court. I told you it was complicated.
Pride Daily.
And a young queer woman's been accidentally outed to her parents by an LGBTQ+ organisation's flyer. She's involved in Sydney Gay and Lesbian Mardi Gras. An election mail-out from a group called Protect Mardi Gras has been sent to the family home and seen by her mum. The 20-year-old claims her parents are homophobic. They'd already suspected she's queer because of her arguing back against their bigotry, and now they know for sure. No time to tell you that. Transgender Awareness Week starts today. And the Melbourne Queer Film Festival's celebrating its 35th anniversary. This year's theme is Searching for Queer Utopias.
Pride Daily.
Hi there, I'm Kev McGrath. Coming up, a long-awaited AIDS memorial. First though, an apology to a lesbian couple who were thrown out of a hotel restroom in the US. We told you back in May, Ansley Baker was confronted by security and accused of being a man at Boston's Liberty Hotel. She and a girlfriend, both cisgender women, were ejected. The hotel's making a $10,000 donation to an LGBTQ+ charity after settling a discrimination complaint. Nina Salvaggio's from queer advocacy organisation PFLAG.
I do think the surge in national anti-trans rhetoric is contributing to an increased policing of women's bodies and their expressions of gender.
Thanks to CBS Boston. The couple are still going to sue though, because the hotel's never retracted its untrue claim they were found in a cubicle together.
Pride Daily.
Next to Germany, and nearly half of this year's Pride events there were attacked or disrupted. So says the Amadou Antonio Foundation, which campaigns against right-wing extremism, racism and anti-Semitism. Its stats show 111 incidents across 245 events, mainly because of right-wing extremists. It happened throughout Germany, but especially in the east.
Pride Daily.
And a memorial to lives lost to AIDS or affected by it finally opens on Sunday in West Hollywood. Stories, the AIDS Monument consists of 147 bronze pillars, some of which feature the feelings and experiences of people in the early days of the epidemic. It's been more than a decade in the making. Visitors can also listen to audio stories from the 1980s and early 90s on their mobiles there. No time to tell you that. The Professional Darts Association's got its rainbow logo out again this week while its Grand Slam tournament takes place in the UK. Australia's Sunshine Coast Pride starts today, and Sunday is International Day for Tolerance. Subscribe to Pride Daily so you never miss an episode. That's your lot. I'll see you next week.